All right, when you first open Revit, and this is Revit 2013, you're going to see something quite a bit like this, okay, along with resources over here in the corner. You will probably not see these families here because these are families that I have used. Eventually you will, but right now you will not, okay? And what you're going to do is, let's go ahead and go to Projects New, and go to Architectural Template, and then just create New Project. Click OK. We're not going to create a project template because you can do that later on. We're going to make some changes to what the standard is here, and then we will be utilizing most of the elements as they are. The only thing we're going to make changes to are some of the annotation symbols, and we'll do that when that time comes, okay? So to start with, you've got tabs, much like AutoCAD or even the new Microsoft Office if you've not yet taken AutoCAD. You've also got some buttons up here. A couple of things that I'd like for you to be aware of is this button called Thin Lines. You're going to want to utilize that all the time. Notice that each time you click on a tool, it shows a small, or not all the time, but often, okay? This opens up a default 3D view, or you can place a camera or have a walkthrough. This is your section symbol, okay? Which creates a section view of what you've built. Okay, now we've got your measure between two references tool, which you're going to be referring to quite a bit, just to make sure you've got things in place right. And this is the aligned dimension, which is, by the way, your go-to dimension instead of linear, which you use mostly in AutoCAD. This is a tag by category, which basically attaches a tag to any element based on the category. We will load certain tags into the project. A lot of things have to be loaded into the project, but we'll get there in a moment. As you can see on the architecture tab here, you've got wall, door, window, place a component, column, roof, ceiling, floor, curtain system, curtain grid, and mullion. These are all things to build a structure with. And there are a variety of different walls: architectural walls, structural walls, model and place components and actual components, structural column, architectural columns, etc. Okay, now this is room and area. You've got, you can create a room which is bounded by elements, and then that will allow you to create room tags, and then you can tag the room. You also have this item called a room separator, which obviously only works if there are rooms to separate. Area, which gets the area, and then you can tag an area. So you can create an area within your space and then tag that area and get the square footage, etc. This is where you're going to add railings, ramps, or stairs. We can add text to the model, which we're not going to utilize in residential. It can be used for signage, basically in something in commercial, okay? So this little section will group elements, and again, this is great for commercial. So once you make your bathroom, for example, or your bathroom stall, or whatever it is, you can group that and elements, and then just kind of repeat that, okay? You can also use copy, but model groups is really a nice tool as well, okay? So moving on. Structure, you're not going to utilize a lot of this because this is not for you, okay? The majority of this is not for you. You don't necessarily need to add a foundation. You can if you want to, but it's not necessary. Our class is not going to be going through that, so you're not actually going to use anything in here really at all, okay? Systems, you've got duct systems, pipe systems, again, not really necessary for what you're doing. But it is there, okay? And then you've got insert, where you can do different markups from DWF. You can link AutoCAD files to this project, and you can link another Revit file or another Revit model. This is actually a modeling software, not a drafting software, although it does draft, of course. Annotation, again, we've got your align dimension, which is the go-to dimension here, radial diameter, arc length, spot elevations, etc., spot slopes. You can add detail lines, regions, components, revision cloud, just like AutoCAD, a lot of these things. You can add insulation here, text, and some of the other options connected with text are adding your, creating your text. You got tag by category tag, anything that's not tagged. So these are tags. These are your symbols and tags. Your other symbols over here. You've got and again, symbols are only going to be placed in the view that they're placed in. So you've got span direction, area reinforcement, beam system, path reinforcement, stair path, which annotates your slope of your path, okay, and fabric reinforcement, okay. Now, if you open up symbol, for example, you've got a variety of symbols like north arrow or center line here, okay. Hitting escape. Collaborate, we're not going to be working on that, but this is something you would know or learn in a more advanced Revit class. View just allows you to create and view different views, and we'll get into this quite a bit later. Manage, okay. You're going to manage materials. You are definitely going to be managing materials in this project, and one of the first things we're going to be doing when we get into flooring, we're going to modify things. This is obviously a go-to tab. Okay, so this is what Revit looks like. This is your properties bar. You don't ever want to close this out, or try not to, okay? This has a few other things. This shows a couple of other things. Your custom quick access toolbar, you can actually add a couple more things here or customize that. Okay, and this is your project browser. So you've got your floor plan view, your ceiling plan view, your elevation. This is your exterior elevations only, legends, schedules, families, groups, etc. So there are a lot of things here, okay, and easy to find, easy to get to everything. You want to make sure that you keep these open at all times. There are ways to, of course, pull them back should you lose them, but try to not lose them. So just avoid these little X's, okay? So this is the basics of what you're going to be working with in the basic window. This is the scale. We're going to be setting this, by the way, in our project to 1/4 inch. Okay. And this is your detail level and your visual style, which should be on hidden line. I keep the sun path off until we start rendering. Then we look at that. Shadows off until we start rendering. Again, crop view, which you can do anytime. Show crop region, and this is to temporarily hide or isolate a variety of elements, and this allows you to reveal those hidden elements, okay? And there are some things here for design options for the project and work sets. You're not going to be working with things down here primarily, okay? But that is just a quick tour of what Revit looks like, and if you will then go on to the next lecture page, we'll talk about how to add walls and the different types of walls.